Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I'm going to show you the best settings for extending your battery life on Samsung Galaxy A36. Let's begin! First of all, let's take a closer look at our current battery percentage. As you can see, it is currently set at 69. Let's keep that number in mind and we'll see if it will drop any lower after the end of this video. So first of all, let's go to the settings, and in here we want to scroll down until we'll find battery. Now you want to click it and simply enable power saving. However, power saving is not the only thing you can change, because obviously you can also click it, and here we can customize the settings themselves. As you can see, there are plenty of settings. Most of them are actually display related, because obviously display is the thing responsible for taking most battery. However, the first thing we can see in the power saving menu is the performance, and as you can see, it will by default limit CPU speed to 70%. If you're not using your phone a lot, if you're not like a mobile gamer, then you probably won't even see any difference when you have this setting enabled. Then there is always on display. Few people don't even know what is AOD, and even less people are actually using it, I believe. So if you're one of these people, then I would also advise you to just disable it completely and have it disabled by default by power saving mode. Or you can go back to the display, not the display, the lock screen and AOD, and you can simply disable it right here. As you can see, I have power saving mode enabled, so I can't really disable it right now. But let's go back to the power saving mode and let's scroll down. Then we have an option that automatically decreases brightness by 10%. So even if you would bump up the brightness all the way up, it still wouldn't be as bright as without power saving mode. I don't think I really have to explain why. Obviously, it is because, once again, display is the thing that drains the most battery every day. So if you don't have a lot of brightness, your battery will simply last longer. Then we have motion smoothness set to standard. What it basically does is it changes the refresh rate. As you can see, if we go back to the display and if we scroll down, we can see motion smoothness option. And as you can see, the standard is just 60 Hz. However, the adaptive is much smoother. However, as you probably can guess, it means that your phone is showing up double the pictures, double the images every single second. It's not 60 per second, it is 120, meaning that the screen works, well, basically it's doubling its work. So having it turned off and having it set to the standard really does save a lot of battery. Of course, you can disable that if you really care about smooth phone experience. You can easily do that. However, it will also automatically enable, it will disable the CPU cap. As you can see, if you try to remove it, as you can see now, we also have to turn off the limit CPU speed to 70%. So personally, for me, I'm going to keep it enabled, as I don't really need that smooth experience on my phone. And okay, it's basically your personal take, but for me, especially if I really care about my battery and I want my phone to last like the longest possible, then having it to the standard mode is really nice. And then we have dark mode, and it's automatically enabled. If you're wondering why dark mode makes a difference, because hey, my screen works anyway, right? And that is because of the build, or the build like I'd say quality. Okay, it's not really the quality, but it's the way that the OLED screens are built. So whenever you have like some dark pixels on your screen, then your screen doesn't need that much energy to display that certain pixel than it would to display a white pixel. So obviously if we disable that, as you can see now, we have a plenty of white pixels on our screen, meaning that now our screen takes maybe not double, but a lot more battery to display the current settings than it would if we simply have dark mode enabled. And speaking of the dark mode, we can also, okay, maybe let's take things one thing after the other, and let's finish the power saving mode. We have also the set screen timeout to 30 seconds. If we go back to our display and check the screen timeout, as you can see currently it is set to 10 minutes, which is surprising, as it does drain a lot of battery, especially if you tend to forget about your phone, like leave it somewhere and go. Then your phone just is on, and it will be on for about 10 minutes, and only then it would disable its screen and save a bit more battery. So it will also advise you to go into power saving mode and enable it. Though it is pretty limiting, like I'm not going to lie, especially if you're like showing something to your friend or something, then the 30-second limit could be an issue. I'm not saying it won't, but still you can always disable the 13-second limit and instead manually set something to more of your liking. Obviously 10 minutes is way too much, so instead we're going to set 1 minute. And 1 minute is acceptable. It is not the longest screen timeout. However, it also won't it won't turn off automatically every time you use it. So I think 1 minute, 1 minute or 30 seconds even are probably one of the best options for saving your battery. You could also change it to 15 seconds, however it does get a little bit irritating. So yeah, anyway, we could just leave it here, as you know, the power saving mode automatically changes things that drain your battery, like always on display, the refresh rate, even the dark mode. However, not all applications support dark mode. We can scroll all the way down and go inside developer options in order to find and enable the option that will force everything on your screen to go into the dark mode and basically like swap colors. Now if you don't have developer options, we can also always go to the about phone. In here we want to go to software information, I believe, and here we have build number, and you simply have to click it about 7 times. If I remember correctly, it's specifically 7 times. However, as you can see, I don't have to do that since my developer mode has already been enabled. So let's go back into the developer mode, and as you can see, the list is pretty long, but we'll go through it together, and now we'll try to see anything display related. So that is for debugging, we don't care about that. The phone actually turned. We still don't care about that. This is input, this is drawing. We're getting pretty close. Here we can also change the animator duration scale. It basically shortens all the animation. Personally, I don't think it really makes a lot of difference, especially when we're talking about battery. It could make some difference in the optimization and like the process of speeding up our phone, but you don't have to like change the animation scale to lower values, since I don't think it will do much. Oh, here it is. So about under, not halfway in the options, but under the hardware accelerated rendering, you want to scroll down a little, and you can see we can enable force dark mode, and it will force apps to use dark mode even if it's not fully supported. It can be a little bit of clunky, not going to lie, like it will basically force white pixels to turn dark and dark pixels to turn white. So we can enable that. However, yeah, you have to be careful because I don't think it will like break your applications, but it will make some of them viewing process of them a bit more tedious. But yeah, and lastly, we can also limit background app activity. Obviously, we could just from time to time do this. Do this and close all and disable every single application you have on your phone because they also tend to drain battery, you know. However, we can also do that automatically if we go back to the battery and to the background usage limits. As you can see here, I have the put unused apps to sleep enabled, and I would strongly advise you to enable this option as it is really useful. What it does is, well, let's say you're like playing a game, like a very big game on your phone, on your way to home, let's say, and you're leaving the bus, you're getting onto the bus stop, and you just minimize your game like that. You don't close it, but you just swipe up, and you forget about the game. If you wouldn't have this option enabled, then this game would still run in the background. Like it would still drain battery, it would still drain processing power and RAM and all of those things. However, if you have this option enabled, then it will automatically put some applications to sleep. You can also deep sleep some applications. It's basically like disabling it at all until you open them. I would advise you to add Facebook in here. Let's see if I have Facebook installed. I do have Facebook installed, so I'm going to hit add. As Facebook is known for working in the background and searching, scanning, refreshing your content page every time and sending you stupid amounts of notifications, like it is really annoying. And it also drains battery because it works in the background, so I would advise you to deep sleep it. And you can also simply go inside your battery right here into the battery activity in order to see applications which drain most of the battery. Now, as you can see, there's like this little funny game, The Baby in Yellow, which has only been played for about 15 minutes and it still drains 1% of the battery. While it's not the biggest amount, some games do tend to drain a lot more. You could also change the graphic settings, let's say, inside those games, or you can simply just put them to sleep. So let's see, we want to put The Baby in Yellow to sleep. So we can click that. And as you can see, we can also enable the background usage limits. So this game won't be like blacklisted, however it will be put to sleep or put in deep sleep, which is, well, improved sleep. And yeah, actually I think that's all for this video. I hope you learned something important. Again, the most important thing to save more of your battery is just to be more aware of it, to be aware of how you use your applications. So obviously if you play lots of games and you use mobile data and you have max brightness, then your battery won't really last that long, which should be obvious, but for some people it's just not, which is pretty sad, to be honest. But yeah, be aware and enable power saving mode, enable dark mode, limit your CPU speeds. If you have something like social media apps or some games that are known for working in the background, you can just disable them or put them into this deep sleep. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. As you could see, only now I lost 1% of my battery. It was 69 for the whole video, so as you can see, it is working. But yeah, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.